Hello, my little piggies. Welcome back to the Chan. Now, I'm not in the habit of just using other people's commentary videos for my videos, but I was putting together something here about Bill Maher and Zac Levi on the Bill Maher podcast, the one where he sits around smoking pot with people, and some YouTube clips and a couple of Twitter clips, and Josiah's basically done it here. And I gotta tell you, the reason I don't want to sit around and edit this is because I'm hot. It's kind of making me angry. Let's get right into it here, and I will explain to you why. Bill Maher has no brain anymore. Just like it leaks out his ears. The guy's a freaking moron. I hate just being ad hominem and getting angry like this, but I've had it with Bill Maher and his smug freaking attitude. Let's get into it.
He was also on Bill Maher's show recently as well, where he absolutely destroyed Bill Maher in the most hilarious way possible over Trump. So we're going to get into all the insanity here today and see what is going on. First of all, let's go ahead and check out this clip of him on Bill Maher, because this is pretty great stuff.
And this is the main difference between the left and the right here. When the left loses an election, yes, they grumble about it and they say things they shouldn't, like he's an illegitimate president. They don't actually try to stay in office. Kamala Harris.
Hang on a second. Bill, if Hillary Clinton and the Democrats got their way when they were challenging Trump and saying he was an illegitimate president in 2016, and they somehow got that bullshit Steele dossier to somehow, which was, by the way, all completely nonsense.
You watch too much Fox News.
No, I don't watch Fox News at all.
I
legitimately do not watch Fox News.
Well,
see, this is what I'm talking about where he's smug. He's used this Fox News come back on people many times. He's like, oh, you know what, you've been watching too much Fox News, and often people look at him and say, I'm not watching Fox, or they might talk about this, but I've learned about it on my own. All he uses is this one argument that Trump didn't want to concede the election. Trump didn't concede the election. Republicans don't concede the election. Blah, 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 blah. This is his mighty freaking high horse that he stands on all the time. And the worst part of it is, it's wrong. Wrong! It's absolutely not true in any fashion whatsoever. And the idea that Democrats wouldn't do it or haven't tried to overturn elections or any of the same stuff is absolutely bonkers. Every single step they've gone through, new electors trying to overturn anything that he wants to claim Trump has done in the 2020 election, Democrats have done in the past and would have for darn sure done in 2016 if they were prepared and were completely blindsided by the fact that he won. Like, they absolutely never thought he was going to win. It was a complete joke to them. And then they got blindsided. And they're not quite so blindsided this time, but F all of them. And God damn it, F Bill Maher. This is a ridiculous argument that he stands on with his TDS Trump derangement and will absolutely not let it go. It's ridiculous. There was no insurrection. It's all bullcrap. Democrats just love to twist words and twist perceptions and just constantly lie and lie and lie. I mean, you could literally show them the footage of Trump saying, very good people on both sides, and I don't mean the Nazis or white supremacists, they need to be condemned completely. You can show them that footage, and within 5 to 6 minutes of having a conversation, they'll say like, well, he refuses to condemn white supremacy and he's a Nazi, and be like, I just showed you the footage. Like, they can't get it through their freaking heads. And Bill Maher is completely lost it. He doesn't watch Fox News either. He doesn't watch anything. All he has is writers. The guy hasn't paid any actual attention to anything in years. Remember when Prager was on his show talking about the female products in the men's bathrooms and the boys' bathrooms in high school? And he's like, that's not happening. That had been happening for years, and then he proved it to him. Bill Maher just sits around smoking pot all the time. He's a blind, completely off the grid millionaire that has no idea what's going on. And as you can see, I am absolutely sick and tired of this smug piece of shit asshole.
Hillary not. Did they not all think that he was a Russian asset, and that Russia had fixed the election?
Okay.
Was that not what they were saying? Okay,
but I got to explain to you the difference.
Was it not?
And then we don't have to talk about this all night.
Was it not?
And that is basically just Bill Maher admitting that he got just completely obliterated by Zac Levi there. It only gets crazier and crazier from there, because we also have Laura Benanti, one of his previous co-stars.
Yeah, and she's going to be just as smug and just as much of an asshole as Bill Maher. And you know, there was probably a time where Bill was on the cutting edge. He was paying attention to everything, every day, reading the paper, checking it out. But guess what? There ain't no paper no more. You know what it is now? It's guys like Josiah. You should definitely be following Josiah at Josiah Rises, official Josiah Rises on Instagram. I love this guy. I love his short, succinct videos, and he's got some attitude. He doesn't come at you like he's super smart or smug or anything like that. He's an everyman. He's a Stone Cold. He's a Donald Trump. And if you like my attitude and the fact that I get hot sometimes like this, if you would be so kind, a subscribe or a follow, comment, anything, I would greatly appreciate it. But what I do not appreciate is dumb C words like Laura Benanti here. Give me a break. Another stupid, smug, catty, fucking snippy, snide little bitch. I hate when women are catty like this. Let's listen to what this woman has to say. My God.
About Zac Levi. Laura Benanti may have led the Broadway revival of She Loves Me with Zac Levi in 2016, but the actress certainly doesn't share the sentiment of the title. Benanti opened up about the ill feeling she maintains about her former co-star this week on the... That's a interesting name for a podcast, but yeah, so there's that, I guess. So we're gonna get into this because we are seeing this constant narrative where there are...
Yeah, I'm sure the people on that podcast aren't overly sensitive or emotional. Give me a break. Here, I'll read it out just so I'm not copping all of Josiah's video. She says, I never liked him. Everybody was like, he's so great. And I was like, no, he's not. He's sucking up all the effing energy in the room. He wants to mansplain everybody's parts of them, Benanti said. He's really sucked everybody in with his dance party energy. Like, we're going to a dance party at half hour. I was like, good luck, have fun. No, I'm out. That kind of attitude. Yeah. Anybody who uses words like mansplains while she's sitting here woman-splaining away, I bet you if you interrupted her, she'd be like, I am speaking here. You know, I actually deal with a woman in my life that I work with, and she cannot stop doing that to people. Like, if she is speaking, she will go on and on and on and on. And if you try and say anything or stop her, she will stop and say, I am speaking. And she'll start again. She's like, obviously you were not paying attention. And then she will start at the beginning again. And you're like, oh my God. I've seen a group of like 3 people be like, oh my God. She's like, well, obviously you all need to be, and we're just like, wow. Like, what time of the month is it for you? Like, I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to be catty myself, but I mean, there are 2 cycles a month for a woman, so, and they both involve different emotions, ups and downs, you know, it's reality. And that's the problem. When you talk about reality, sometimes people get offended, and she's going to get offended. I bet you he was talking about reality when he was telling people, hey, I think you should do this, or maybe we should discuss. I doubt he was extremely pushy on set and sucking all the energy out of the room. Women like this, my God.
Wow, she sure sounds like she's a lot of fun at parties, doesn't she? So this is something that Zac Levi said recently. I know that this is going to offend some people and make some people mad, and I wish it didn't. A few weeks ago, my friend Gavin Creel died. He was 48 years old, and he was one of the healthiest people I knew. You better believe that with everything in me. I believe that if these beer bug vaxes were not forced on the American public, Levi said before trailing off. And then Benanti blasted Levi for using the topic of Creel's death to spread vax misinformation. For him to use Gavin's memory, a person he was not friends with, to use his memory for his political agenda, and to watch him try to make himself cry until he had one single tear, which he did not wipe away, I was like, F you forever. Justine Bateman, who is another actor that came out recently to support Trump, she has also had some words about, in response to what Laura Benanti said about Zac Levi, where she said this, I've heard of Zac Levi. However, I've never heard of Laura Benanti. The era of attacking past co-stars as a means to impress the judges at the Victim Olympics is over.
Yeah, I'm not just going to cop all of Josiah talking here, but you can read what's on the screen yourself. And Justine Bateman says it does not result in more work, and that is exactly true. That's what I don't get about people that want to complain to HR all the time, that want to make a big deal out of things. You know that as time moves on, you start to get like feelings. And I don't mean feelings in your brain. I mean a feeling in your stomach. You know, a person's name gets brought up, or the idea of working with them again. Whether it's a shiver up your spine, butterflies in your stomach, just the way you feel about a person, you start to realize over time, sometimes I actually kind of like a human being. I don't mind hanging out with them or talking to them at work. I'm like, hey, you know, if we're having a smoke or if we're at lunch or something like that. But then I start to realize, like, you know what, I actually don't like working with them, though, in some ways. And that's on a small level where I'm like, okay, I like this person, but I realize things don't go well. They sometimes cause drama. I don't like working with them. They call in sick, or they don't work as hard, or there's something about them, even though I like the person. So imagine you didn't like the person, or imagine they were bitchy and catty. And this is what I'm talking about. Women with reputation destruction and emotional up and down swings every month. And the fact that they just love to be mean and catty. Like it has really gotten to me in the last few years of my life. I was watching some other video recently and I seemed a little smug of the guy, but he said women have gotten way too mouthy lately. And the person on the other end of the interview, they pushed back a little bit, but then they started to discuss the nuances of what he meant. But basically what he meant is like, my God, women have gotten way too mouthy lately. Like you're not allowed to turn around and just smack a bitch in the chops. I mean, if you've seen the Jordan Peterson interview where he talks about men and the constant slight undertone of physical interaction, I mean, it is very true. And in whether in the animal kingdom and things like that, that's how things get done, man. It's eat or be eaten, survival of the fittest. And that's why women are protected. They are soft. They have the children. And of course, I also know that in the animal kingdom, often the female version of an animal can be the most vicious, and that men can almost be used as fodder in some fashions. There are many subtle levels of hierarchy and interactions between males and females in the animal kingdom and even in the human kingdom. But the bottom line is the Judeo-Christian standard family dynamic of man provide, man work, man kill, man hunt, and woman take care of house, women take care of children, woman be soft. I mean, starting with that as your basis and then like adjusting from there as it is good for you personally and your family, dude, we're cool with that. But this whole idea that what I just said there, some people's backs probably got up while listening and got all bristled. It's ridiculous. This is perfectly fine. Stop being such emotional assholes. The only reason we have gotten to this point in society where we are all sitting here in front of our computers and our microphones and our comfortable realities with our convenience stores on the freaking corner and every single goddamn thing we could ever think of or want at our fingertips, and being able to express it freely, whether positive or negative, about any single person, and it's all freaking good, bud, and nobody has to worry about dying of disease or starvation or freezing in the street or being freaking lynch mobbed for your skin color, because yeah, guess what? That's not happening anymore, people. Or getting lynched just for your ideas. All of that stuff's over. Welcome to the realm of comfort. Welcome to modern reality. So stop trying to destroy it and be so goddamn stupid and arrogant all the time, criticizing everything. Just chill the F out. Now, I need to chill the F out. Holy moly.
And I don't know one film, series, or play producer who wants that anywhere near their projects. And this is all over Zac Levi, basically taking a stance of, we have a lot of powerful people who are evil in our country, who are doing terrible, terrible things to the American people, and that needs to stop. And apparently that is a very bad message, according to a lot of people in Hollywood. And of course it is, because they want to continue to have power over the American people, and they don't like the fact that Zac Levi is speaking out against that.
You know what? What if you were on set with a guy who was like, hey, everybody, dance party in a half hour? Like I can be catty and bitchy sometimes too. All this stuff that I've been complaining about, obviously I can be that way. Everybody can be that way. And I can imagine if there was some sunshine and rainbows shining out of my asshole dude on set all the time, because I've worked in film, and I can imagine if this person was there all with their fucking like coming in all lefty and like, hey, how you maybe like, it might be like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, have fun. Like I can totally see me and a contingent of a few of my like, you know, the goth kids from South Park type friends that are like, oh my God, these people. Yeah, no, go enjoy your like free bag of chips and yoga sessions and dance party, and we'll be over here. We're gonna be having some smokes outside, and when it's ready to go, you let us know. We're ready to go. I could see how, you know, Laura might be one of these people. She might be like, oh my God, Zachary was too much. Like maybe he's one of those guys that, you know, is always talking soft to you. Now, you know, no matter what you say to his face, you could call him a stupid, lazy piece of crap, and he'd just be like, okay, you know, everybody needs to, you know, center and calm down. Like, I don't know, Zachary. Maybe he's one of those schmucks that makes you like roll your eyes all the time. Like, oh my God. So maybe Laura's got a point. But I still think that coming out in public like this, like doing this channel is really rough for me. I almost never would have posted on social media. I don't like putting opinions out there. It just seems so like arrogant, especially because once you put your opinion out there, you better be ready to change your mind. You better be ready to have like a bunch of people come at you with and not just be like, well, I'm not going to listen to you or change my mind or be a stupid ass Bill Maher. Let's bring it all the way back, people, to the beginning of the video. Don't be a Bill Maher. Like, be ready to have your ideas challenged and be ready to change them. I have told my son the most freeing words you can say are, you're right. or good point. Things like that, where you are willing to open your mind, give other people their ownness, their due, their flowers, whatever. Say, hey, I understand your point of view. Like, let's all try to be Geminis here. Let's all try to be, instead of duplicitous, let's just understand other people's point of view. Let's be a little more sympathetic and empathetic. And let's be like, you know what? I see where you're coming from. I understand your viewpoint and upbringing and society, who you are and how you ingest things. I can see why you think the way you think, but I disagree with you. Or you know what? You have made an impression upon me, and I think I might change some of the ideas that I have related to this. Thank you for opening my mind. This is the way you communicate with people. You don't always have to be like, no, no, no. I have people in my life where I start talking to them, and when they cut me off or start to disagree with me right away, I'll just go, okay, and then I walk away. And I have them go like, man, I hate when you do that. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even get a full 2 sentences into what I was saying, and you were already beginning to start to tell me I was wrong. I don't have time for people like that. Just listen to what I have to say. Don't cut me off and pretend I'm monologuing. Just give me a little bit of time and I will do the same to you and we can discuss it. We can be adults. Man, people love to just start to get their back. You can see they're not even listening. They're just waiting for their chance to start talking. Speaking of which, I think I'm done talking. Guys, please like, subscribe, follow the video. I think it might get to the point soon where I got to do this face to face on camera so you guys can see the passion that I have for my for my hatred. I don't know, my annoyance. Hopefully I'm not annoyed all the time, because that would be a shitty job to have, get on here every day and be annoyed. But hey, thanks for watching the vid, because I know nobody is. Bye.